Welcome to Let's Talk Books Unscripted. Live, episode 39.
Yep.
We are back on Monday night for another episode, so hopefully you can tune in and say hello.
Yep. We've got our Christmas-themed beers going on here. This is called Fistmas. It's
Merry Fistmas. This is from Revolution Brewing Company. This is one we've had before that we both really like. Christmas beers are hit or miss. They're It's not like with the like fall pumpkin beers where they're all pretty good. Christmas beers can be hit or miss depending how much, I don't know, how sweet they are.
Yeah.
Or how fruity or
this one's good.
Spicy. This one is good though. It's good balance.
Yeah.
So one housekeeping thing. Next week is Christmas week. So we are going to take the week off from Let's Talk Books Unscripted.
But we'll still be back the following week, even though it's still another holiday
week. We
week,
won't do a live episode next Monday, but after that, we will be back to our normal programming.
Yes.
For Monday night. So hopefully we can start having people who can hop on Monday nights and say hi and kind of hang out with us. And there's a dog hair flying around. So last week, if you were here, you remember we each were showing some popular books that we have not read yet. Like we had a pretty big stack. We have another big stack tonight. These are going to be lesser known books. You know, books that are maybe not as high on below the radar.
Like I would think that some of you would still know some of these, but they're just not. Yeah, they're not all.
They're not as buzzed about or
social
like
media.
Maybe
at least not right now.
So I'll be very interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if you have read any of these books. I'd be very interested to hear if you've read them and what you thought, because these are books that we do own. Again, we own these books. So we
been on our shelves for.
We did buy them with the intention of reading them someday. And we all know someday is a relative, or soon, well, it's a relative term. But, so we each have 9 books. We're going to go through them, and we will see what you think.
Yeah. Give some attention to some of these books that are not mainstream right now, I guess you could say.
Looks like we got a couple people on watching. If you want to say hello.
Yeah, say hello.
Let us know how you're doing. How's your Christmas going? Are you done with your shopping? I mean, we're almost done.
Christmas prep.
We're almost done shopping. Which, I mean, we should be. We're 9 days away from Christmas.
I feel like this is pretty normal for us that we end up still needing like a couple more things.
Hello.
Yeah, but I'm ahead of the game as far as like wrapping gifts goes.
Yeah, we're all wrapped. Yes.
I mean, I've been wrapping as I get things. So
Mary, you're almost done shopping.
Yay.
Yes.
Have you started wrapping yet? Because normally we're pretty right, like kind of down to the wire.
Katie's
but I've been doing
like
pretty good
wrapping as she gets them.
Yes,
which,
as we
I mean,
get
that's
gifts.
the way to do it.
And the kids have like surprisingly been they've been going over to the tree and like touching them, I should say. Yeah. But nobody's trying to open anything or anything like that. So
I will tell you, as someone who works for the Postal Service, people are still buying. Because I texted Katie earlier this morning, and I was like, my mail truck was literally I had to get strategic when I was loading it, because it was like to the brim with packages. So if you're still shopping, you're not the only one, so don't feel bad.
Yeah.
It's been crazy as normal.
Yep.
At the Postal Service, but it's a fun time of year. So. Should we dig in?
Dive in, since we have a lot of books.
I know we got 18 books to talk about.
Yeah, I can start us off.
Let's do it.
This one, I guess I don't know where I would have heard about it to begin with, because I don't know that.
No shopping for me. Oh.
You haven't done gifts in a long time.
I mean,
okay, well.
I'm trying to get her family on board with that. My family's kind of transitioned to no gifts.
Well, I mean, his parents still like to get gifts for their grandkids,
for
obviously.
The kids.
So our kids, and then his sister has kids.
But we stopped buying them for like my sisters and my parents.
But yeah, we still do shop for my immediate family. So like we still get stuff for my parents and my siblings and their spouses, and then our nieces and nephew.
Yeah. Hopefully someday we can transition just for the kids.
Yeah.
you know,
we'll see.
As adults, we can buy it. If I want a new toaster,
I'm
going to buy it.
Because basically for us, we're just like, we already know like what our gifts are, but to participate with our children, we still like, we'll have them wrapped, but they won't be surprises.
They're all in like the shape of books too.
Yeah, so that's convenient. At least mine anyway.
Interesting what we're getting. Yes.
But yeah, let's start. This is Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. She's the author of The Hating Game, which I have heard good things about, but I haven't really heard as much about this particular book. But I obviously had to have seen it somewhere when I first decided I wanted to read it or wanted to buy it.
Where'd you get that? I have
not read it yet. I want to say this was from an indie bookstore. I think this was an indie bookstore purchase. And I feel like, you know, each spooky season comes, like, since I've had this, and then I just don't put it at the top of my TBR for whatever reason. And this could really be, I mean, it can be read anytime. From Sally Thorne, USA Today bestselling author of The Hating Game, comes something a little unexpected, a historical rom-com that imagines Victor Frankenstein's sheltered younger sister, Angelica, and her attempts to create the perfect man. So, I don't know. It wouldn't necessarily have to be spooky season. I mean, just because it's Frankenstein, because it's actually a love story. So
Frankenstein's for all seasons.
But yeah, I've had this one on my radar for a really long time. So if you've read it, let me know. Or The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Yeah. I didn't look just now to see if she has others, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But
so my first book is The Coincidence of Coconut Cake by Amy E. Riker. When I read this book, this will be my third book from her. I know we are currently reading her Christmas book, Once Upon a December, for our virtual book club. So I was wanting to start it last night, but tonight I will start it.
I'm actually already done, so you need to read it.
You've read it.
But I read it because we discussed it for my in-person book club, actually, this last Friday.
So this is one that I've been wanting to read for a while. It's kind of like Enemies to Lovers, like food critic gives a bad review of her cake and, you know, sparks are flying. Mindy, oh, hello.
Thanks for saying hello.
Thanks for saying hi.
And definitely comment if you're watching.
I think we own all of her books except for one.
That seems right.
We still need
one of them.
One. It's called Luck, Love, and Lemon Pie.
Try to say that.
So Amy is from Wisconsin. All of her books have to do with like food. They take place in Wisconsin.
Somewhere in Wisconsin.
They're generally kind of rom-coms, and they have like a little bit of a twinkle.
Magical realism.
So this will be my next book I read from her. So I don't know.
After the December one.
Yeah, so it'll be my third book from her once I do read this one. But yes, exactly. So I feel like you may have seen this book around.
Yeah.
We found this one at. A lot of these ones are from like used bookstores. I've noticed some of these books we picked up are used book sales.
This one was from the probably my favorite indie bookstore in our city, but you can get used and new books at it.
Yes.
We've talked about it before. It's called The Bookstore.
The Bookstore.
Not the most original.
It was a stretch.
Let's see. My next one. I have seen this like in some posts here and there that people have suggested it. I don't know when this one came out. Oh, and she's got like a few books actually. This one came out in 2019. So yeah, it's been a little bit. This one is called The Printed Letter Bookshop by Catherine Ray, R-E-A-Y. I love the cover. Look at all the books.
Beautiful,
and the cat. Just one cat.
Oh, the cat.
Yeah, the kitty up at the top.
You need a cat.
Love, friendship, and family find a home at the Printed Letter Bookshop. So I think this is like sort of a love story, but also like I think it gives like found family vibes. Like just like, I mean, books about books are, you know, it's a good thing.
I have four cats.
You have 4 cats.
All right.
We have 1 cat.
We have 1 cat and 2 dogs.
And it does not look like this one. We have an orange.
A tabby
cat. What are your cats like? And then yes, we have 2 dogs otherwise, which I think you guys have seen one or both of our dogs every once in a while in these videos. But yeah, this one I really would like to read next year because it has been on my shelf for a little while now, and I have heard, you know, from a couple people that it's
and
like
1 dog. Wow,
cute book.
you got a full house.
Yes. Okay.
So my next book is from a author you know, but probably a less known adds to cart.
Which one? The one that I just showed?
Yeah. So this is from an author you probably know, but probably a lesser known book from his. This is John Green's Looking for Alaska. 2 tabbies. All right. This is a book that I picked. I got this one from.
Oh gosh, what's that called?
The book outlet. This was so I have people that I follow on social media that are like my book role models, and this is one that he was talking about. So this is actually John Green's first novel.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
So John Green, I mean, a lot of his books are more YA. And this one is definitely that case too. So Alaska, it doesn't take place in Alaska. Alaska is the name of a girl that the main character meets at his boarding school. Kind of a coming of age story. Oh, for this one. Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Because I've heard a lot of people like this book. The one guy I'm talking about, he loves coming of age stories. So this was one that he highly recommended, and it's obviously a quick read. And I don't know, John Green just I don't think he'd write a bad book.
He has one coming out in 2025 also that is kind of on our radar.
Yes, nonfiction.
I think it is,
right? Supposed to be John Green's, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's called Everything is Tuberculosis.
Everything is Tuberculosis, yes.
Yeah, so if you are a John Green fan, you might want to look that one up.
She's got a John Green in her stack, too.
I know I had it down lower, but I thought I would bring it up because you're talking about a John Green book.
This one will definitely be more soon. Actually soon.
Actually soon. So yeah, I thought I would go with my John Green pick. Of course, I absolutely love The Fault in Our Stars by him, but that is the only book by him that I have read. So yeah, we have a few others. We just have not read them yet.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah, winner of the Michael L. Okay, it's just saying that he is. Oh, it was for Looking for Alaska, the winner of the Michael L. Prince Award.
Yeah.
But this one is called An Abundance of Catherines, and Corey's parents actually got this for me for Christmas one year, and this was a while ago. And the reason I'm drawn to this one specifically is because I'm actually a Catherine, so I've gone by Katie ever since I can remember. But I am Catherine.
Fault, one of my favorite
books. It's one of my all-time favorites too, even though I wanted to throw it across the room. The book and the movie are horrible, but also very good. Horribly tragic.
I said devastatingly amazing. Yes.
But yeah, so this is how I spell my name too, by the way. So I'm an Erine Catherine. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by it. I don't honestly know that much about it, but sometimes it's fun to go into a book blindly. And yeah, his parents got this for me for like however many Christmases ago. So it's probably about time I give it a read.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I don't think John Green can write a bad book.
No. So I'm sure I will like it.
So you're locked in.
Yeah.
So the next one is one I've showed on here before. And it's called The Plot. So why I'm even more intrigued by this book, because they just came out with a sequel to this book called The Sequel. So I found this book. We were shopping in Iowa, visiting her family, and this was the only book I found at that bookstore. And I don't know why I picked it up, but it just sounded really good.
It looks cool.
It's kind of a book about an author writing a book. One of the 100 notable books of 2021. So this is one I definitely want to read. Now that I know there's a sequel, it's even more intriguing to read it. But it sounds pretty good. I actually have just heard more people talking about this book recently.
Yeah, probably.
So maybe it's more buzzed.
Yeah,
but it's not really.
Sequel out.
But I got this one at a used bookstore. So a lot of these came from used bookstores, which is amazing. But they're all in very good condition.
Some of them brand new, but yeah, a lot of them used.
Yeah. So I've shown this one out here before, and it's the second time I'm showing it. So once I show it 2 times, I think there's a sign.
I saw the sign.
Yeah.
Anybody? Opened
up my eyes. I'm going to read this book.
The next one I'm going to talk about.
That was a good transition.
Yeah. This is actually, he's not originally from Wisconsin, but he was raised in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, which in
cool.
relation to where we live is like maybe a
pretty far away,
3-hour drive, something like that.
It's very
close,
far
but
west.
it is in Wisconsin. I actually like toured their college campus there, though. I considered going to college there. It's a really nice campus. So yeah, he was raised there, but was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania. But yeah, this was one that we had considered actually for my in-person book club, because we're trying to read like some Wisconsin authors every once in a while, or to start kind of, having that be a regular part of our rotation. And this one did not get voted on, but I had it, and I did get this from our favorite indie bookstore. It's called Shotgun Love Songs.
Oh, Mindy lives in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And yeah, he was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
This is called Shotgun Love Songs by Nicholas Butler. That's kind of a cool cover. Let's see if I can give like a tiny little blurb about it. Okay, and it does take place in a small Wisconsin town.
That's nice.
I don't know if it's like a fictional, town. It might be. But yeah, I would think this is probably like contemporary fiction if I had to guess. Like about a small town. What else has he written?
What genre?
Like that contemporary fiction,
yeah.
I think would be my guess. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other like books that here. Sparkles in every way, a love letter to the open, lonely American heartland, a must read. So yeah, I honestly haven't heard much about it. I just was intrigued because he's from Wisconsin, or at least was raised in Wisconsin.
Sometimes it's all it takes.
So yeah, that might be one I have to check out
For real.
sooner rather than later.
So the next one, Katie's gonna laugh at me because
yeah, he has looked at that one like 1,000 times.
We don't
it
have
used to be in our bedroom. Now we have it down here.
It was in our bedroom still.
Oh, it still is in our
we
bedroom.
don't have a ton of bookshelves in. We don't have a ton of bookshelves in our bedroom.
Just like little.
We have a couple, and this book has been on our shelf in our bedroom. And I don't know how many times I've taken it off
and looked at it and then put it back.
Looked at it, like, this looks pretty good. So it's a book of the month book from November of 2022. It's this book, We Are the Light.
Guys, that's terrible.
I know, but we didn't.
Over 2 years. Over 2 years ago.
But we didn't get this from Book of the Month.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I sure did.
One of your first ones.
I've been a Book of the Month for pretty long. No. This was one that I got.
Yeah. So Matthew Quick wrote the Silver Linings Playbook, so you probably would know his name.
And I've read that one.
Mm-hmm. But this one, I don't know. I actually, honestly, can't say why I'm intrigued by it. But it sounds really, really interesting.
And it's nice and short. That's probably another reason you're drawn to it.
Nice and short. Really, and then, like, I think because it's been in our bedroom, and, like, every time I walk to my bed, I'm just like...
You can see it, yeah.
Let me look at the synopsis for the 400th time. And then
then he still doesn't take it off and actually keep it off.
So this is one that I obviously need to pick up.
One of these days, he's going to just find it on his nightstand. Because I'm going to put it there.
And like
this is your sign to actually read it.
It might have just went there by itself.
You won't have a choice.
Then I'll know. So if you've read this one, let me know, because I don't know. I honestly, this is definitely a lesser. I haven't heard anything about it. Mm-hmm. I don't think.
I mean, I heard a bit about it when it like first came out.
You obviously got it from Book of the Month. Mm-hmm. I love Silverblind.
And the movie.
Oh man,
he has not read the book. I have, but it was ages ago, and then we've seen
probably
the movie
watched it
a couple different times.
Yeah, so if you don't know that he also wrote this book, so
yeah,
I feel like it's time to check it out.
This next one for me is The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. It has Taylor Jenkins Reid's stamp of approval on it, and she's one of my favorite authors. She says, wise, tender, and refreshing, a must-read author. New York Times bestselling author of On the Island presents an addictive, hopelessly romantic novel about the power of fate and unconditional love. And yeah, I've heard a little bit about this book, but not a lot. And it has a really, I love the simple cover, and I love the color palette here. It's really pretty. I don't like this though. I think I've talked about this before. It's one of my book pet peeves though, where like this is like doesn't come all the way out to here. Like why? I don't get it.
It's a whole vibe.
But yeah, I think this would fall into like maybe women's fiction, contemporary fiction. It seems like it's a little bit of a romance. It's not very long either. It's like, this is under 300 pages. So yeah, pretty quick one. But yeah, I feel like this is one of those that like it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody posted about it and said it's a book that should be getting buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So underdog isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Like it's a book that like should be getting
sleeper
attention.
We call them sleepers.
So, yeah.
Don't sleep on the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So the next book is one I just found at one of our local used book sales. Mm-hmm. And you may know this author because he wrote a book called Atonement.
Which we also have on our shelf.
Yes. Ian.
Neither of us have read
Ian McHugh. And this is a winner of a Booker Prize. I am always going to buy a book if it wins a prize. And I don't know if that's... I feel like that's just a good reason to buy a book. But it's a very short book. And we have not read Atonement. So I can't say that like I'm going to love his writing. Mm-hmm. But this was one that was just drawing me in. I feel like I just like have like, I don't know, like books just like intrigue me. Mm-hmm. And I'm usually like...
There's a sticker on it too, by the way.
I
noticed that on a different book that you were holding. We need to get some stickers.
So this was from 2002, $12.
Wow.
I think we only paid $1 for it. So
yeah,
I got a good deal. So this will be one I want to read. I definitely want to focus a lot this year on more like what's the like modern classics. Mm-hmm. I mean, this one's even more than 20 years old. Mm-hmm. But I want to focus a lot this year on modern classics, mm-hmm. like in the last 20 years.
They call this a modern classic.
That one definitely is.
Yeah, the next one.
So that's kind of my goal for this year. We'll see how it happens because I love a lot of the new books coming up too from like the Art Book Club and stuff.
I get distracted.
But
that's my problem.
That's one of my reading goals for 2025 is to read more modern classics. So this will be one of them. I have a lot of them on the shelf, so it'll be a good goal, and we'll see how much I accomplish.
Yeah. So what makes something a modern classic though? So like this next book that I am holding, like when you say modern, you said like the last 20 years. This is even older than that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Because I feel like a true classic is like Little Women, Anne of Green Gables. Those I don't know. But I think this one says 1971, but this is the Bell Jar. I know there's like a bunch of different covers of this particular
I would consider that a classic book to me.
Yeah, by Sylvia Plath.
It was a modern classic in the 90s.
Never read it. But the quote that I always think of surrounding this book, or not quote, but I think she's reading it in the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. And I always remember that scene because she's talking about the Bell Jar. And I'm like, I've never read that book before. And I think, honestly, seeing that movie was, like, what put this book on my radar in the first place. Yes. I'm like, oh, Julia Stiles is reading it.
I've been wanting to... Yes.
Yeah, so it's I just feel like it's an iconic book that, like, so many people have read.
Yes.
And I feel like I need to read it. And it's very short, which is really nice. Wow. It's, like, under 250 pages. So
there's certain books that
I just feel like, everybody needs to read it sort of thing.
Everyone's probably heard the name, the Bell Jars, mm-hmm. But they maybe just don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I need to read this one in 2025 because while my goal isn't really going to necessarily be the same as yours, I do want to sprinkle in more books that have been on my shelf for too long or ones that
not new.
Lots of people have read and that they are not new. I just get so distracted by nice and new shiny things. I can't help it. But there are so many gems, that I've missed out on too.
So my next book is one that I had never heard of until Katie bought it and brought it home, and I was just locked. I was just locked in.
I want to read that one too, but you grabbed it.
It's called Black.
It can't be
Buck.
for both of us.
This is a read by Jenna Books.
The sticker needs to come off there too, though.
Okay. We want to. Yes.
Even though it's a Jenna sticker, but it still could come off
for sure. But yeah, one of the things I also love is business and finance. So if you can mix that into a book,
and this is
into a fiction book, I'm definitely gonna be locked into it. I love business finance and I love family drama books. So my next couple are gonna be more that family drama. But I don't know, this one I was just reading.
I know. I think I read the description to you out loud, and I'm like, oh, I think you'll like this one.
It says, for fans of Sorry to Bother You and The Wolf of Wall Street. A blazing satirical debut novel about a young man given a shot at stardom as the lone black salesman at a mysterious cult-like and wildly successful startup where nothing is as it seems. So I don't know, like,
yeah,
I feel like
really
Katie
cool
bought this
too.
for her to read, but I think she was.
It for both of
I think
us.
she was getting it with me in mind. But yeah, I've never heard of this. I mean, if you even heard of this
Who
author.
Is it by? Matteo. What is it? Oh, sorry.
Matteo Ascarapur. So his debut novel. I don't know if he ever wrote anything else. That'd be something to look into. But it came out in 2021.
Fairly recently.
So recent enough, but yeah, I think I will. I think I'll love it. So yeah.
I just like the cover a lot.
Yeah.
Next up for me is actually, I think this is nonfiction, isn't it? I should know that. Isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Friday Night Lights, because it's based on actual events, and then they made the show, which we watched.
The show was good.
So yeah, I do believe this is nonfiction, but it probably reads like a fiction book. Yeah, because there's like actual photographs in here too from the real. Yeah. So yeah, if you're a fan of Friday Night Lights, let us know. We loved the show and went through it really fast. Yeah, see, there's like actual like pictures in here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm drawn to the book for some reason. Well, it's because I feel like when I find out that something was a book first and we watched the show, I was like, oh darn, like I should have read the book. I mean, I'm not super into football, honestly, so I'm wondering if I would not find the book as fascinating as I did the show, because it was kind of one of those, it's like Grey's Anatomy, right? You know, if anybody is a Grey's Anatomy fan, I'm not anymore.
Hi, Mia.
Hi there. Thanks for watching. I stopped watching that show, but it's like, it's a doctor show, but clearly, you know, there's a lot of other things going on besides, you know, the doctor.
Drama.
Lots of drama. So that's how the show Friday Night Lights was too, where it was just like football was sprinkled in, even though it was like, that was not the main, like, focus or theme of the show, which is what I liked. So what I'm saying is I don't know about the book, but I'm still really intrigued by it just because I really liked the story.
Yeah, if you watch the show, let us know.
The show. So I want to give this one a try.
Yeah. Was a book.
Yeah. It's a book. Yeah. And it's a great show.
Excellent show.
I actually wanted to get Corey to rewatch it with me, and we're not big like rewatchers of shows unless they're like super short episodes, and that's why he won't do it, because it's such a big commitment. Because the episodes are longer, and so it's not a sitcom. It's not like, you know, something silly and just like easy to put on and like watch again. But I don't know. I liked it so much, but I feel like I won't sit down then and rewatch the entire thing if he's not going to watch it with me.
That'd be a commitment. we could be reading.
Yeah,
we could be reading. So my next book is one we got at the bookstore, used. I feel like this is just the one I grabbed when we were shopping, whatever day that was.
Yeah.
It's called The Late Bloomers. Look at how nice that cover is. So this will be, I could probably consider it a family drama, which is one of my vices. I guess I didn't know I liked my family drama until I started reading a lot of books that had family drama, and I really liked them. So this is a witty, big-hearted debut. A family is turned upside down when the parents split up 36 years into their arranged marriage. Interesting. Equal parts funny and heartbreaking. So I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely one you may not have heard of, and that's kind of why we're showing some of these books. But it seems really excellent if you're into that family drama aspect as I am. But yeah, I wish I could pronounce her last name, so I'm very sorry.
Don't try. Because I feel like you probably botched that one from Black Book too. I mean, we got. I don't know. I think the first name we got. I'm sorry. So speaking of family, and I've mentioned this on here before.
And drama.
Not drama, unless you consider it drama that I have yet to read his a third book in his series. But my brother has published 5 books now. That seems right. So I read his second to most recent one. He literally like just released another one that's like a collection of short stories. So I should have that one on this pile too, honestly, that I want to get to soon because that'll be pretty quick. It's like teeny tiny. It's sitting like right over there. But then the one before that, I did advertise on here, called the Boy in the Clouds. That seems right. The Boy in the Clouds, and I've shared the link for it as well. That one is like a middle grade, but the one I'm going to show right now is YA. So this is book 3 in a series. This is the first series that he wrote, and this one is called Beyond the Veil. So yeah, I read the first 2. It's now been a while since I read the second one though, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I need to reread the entire second one or maybe like read the last few chapters or something just to like refresh my memory of how it ended. But I feel bad that I've not read this yet and it's been out for quite some time now.
I followed you guys.
Oh, yep. We're here on YouTube.
Oh, welcome.
Glad you found us here.
Yes. That's awesome.
But yeah, so this is like I said, a trilogy, and they're fantasy books. So, and this is YA. Yeah. So, the main character in this book is called Rusty, and my brother, like for these particular books, kind of drew on some of his like own personal experience. He and my sister-in-law lived in Thailand for a year. So yeah, he like got a really cool, unique cultural experience doing that. And I felt like that kind of like inspired some of his, you know, his writing for these books. So yeah, I should share the link to like a couple of his books too, and you could like check him out on Amazon. They're all available on Amazon. Yeah. But very proud of him. I mean, fantasy isn't like my go-to genre, which is probably why I've put that one off, just because I'm still sort of like trying to get into it, and you know, he knows that, so he doesn't like pressure any of us to like read his books, obviously. But I'm going to read it, especially because he's my brother. So.
All right. So my next book has the family drama and the money aspect.
There you go.
So this one came from the bookstore too, our local bookstore called The Bookstore. So this was one I was checking out one time we were there,
and you didn't get it,
and then Katie was shopping there and she bought it for me, and I was like, oh, I was gonna buy that one when I was there, but it's called The Family Trust by Kathy Wang. So this is another I don't know, it's another about a family that splits up and they're kind of fighting over the money with the family trust. So it's got the family drama, which I love in there, but so this, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like all these books I'm showing because, you know.
Yeah, your last one is like totally that too. Yeah,
you're right. Theme. I have a type. I have a type in books, and this is the type. So, I mean the font's really small though. It's kind of scaring me, but. But no, this is one obviously Katie knew I was gonna like because I was checking it out, but she didn't know I was checking it out, so. She literally
just know you.
Got it for me. I'm excited.
Last but not least for me, this book has appeared in like a handful of our reels, and I've interacted with this author more than once, and I just feel really guilty that I've not read it because I've heard it's very cute, and it's like, yeah, again, not all over the place. But I mean, obviously I had heard about it enough when I first decided to grab it because it is one from Book of the Month. But this was a January 2023 pick. So yeah, it's been a while. But I think what happened is I picked it and I'm like, this doesn't scream January to me. So then it sat on my shelf for way too long because it looks like a summertime read. You know, it's got like palm. Well, yeah, it's got like palm branches. And like I don't know.
Why wasn't screaming during the summer then?
I don't know. I have issues. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely read this one in 2025. I'm committing to that. I don't need to wait till summertime, but I don't think I'll be reading it in January. I will say that much. But sometimes real life happy endings require going off script. Yeah, this looks really cute. It's by Kayla Olson, and she actually has like a new book that either is coming out or maybe I don't think it has released yet. It's called The Lodge. So I'm thinking like, well, I want to read that one because it's winter themed. But I'm like, I feel like I should be reading her other book that's been on my shelf for way too long.
Just read one of her books already. Yes.
But yeah, this is called The Reunion. By Kayla Olson. I've interacted with her a few times on Instagram, and she's very, very sweet. And she's like interacted with our content and stuff too. So.
Yeah. I haven't been reading a lot of Christmas.
You have been.
I have been.
Christmas.
All
yes.
right. Which ones? Yeah.
Let us know. Because, yeah, I'm definitely doing the same thing. I'm trying to, squeeze in as many as I can before it's not Christmas anymore.
Tis the season, yes.
And it's coming upon us very quickly.
Tis the season for Christmas romance. I mean, it's just the best.
Yep.
So I have one more left, and it's going to be similar to the last couple I showed.
Shocker.
But this is a newer book from the Aardvark Book Club, which a lot of you know we are huge fans of. So this is from the author of the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, Kevin Kwan. This is called Lies and Weddings. So I think you can imagine what this is about. But
it has an amazing cover, too.
Yeah, so we actually found another one of his books recently, too. Yeah, he's written quite a few books, but
I think the ones he's most well known for.
We love the Crazy Rich Asians, the movie. I thought it was an amazing movie, really good. But we have not read. You can't get into romance. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not for everyone. That's what's cool about books.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many different genres. Like,
there's something for everybody.
I had a rom-com
kick.
That
are not for everybody.
I had a rom-com kick last year for like a few months, and then it fizzled away. No. So I think
you have to get into it if you want to read the book for our virtual.
I got to read a virtual. So we do have a virtual book club for anyone who's checking it out. That's new. We are reading Once Upon a December, and we are meeting on the 29th of this month.
Yep.
So if you want to join the book club, let us know. Just contact Katie on any of the socials.
It's not only romance. That's just what we picked for December.
So we are doing that book.
We're doing a thriller for January.
And then we're reading a thriller in January. But it is fun. It is a fun to have the virtual book club. But so this is
Yep.
This has been one that's kind of been screaming at me. It's been on this bookshelf right behind me. So we have this bookshelf. So I'm behind Katie.
If you've seen our reel where he actually is facing the bookshelf and the books, he's making it sound like the books are speaking to him. Read me.
This is one of the ones that's been speaking to me and been like checking me out. So I just want to read one of his books because we have another one. Love Light Farms, all right.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna be jumping into that one pretty soon here too. So
yeah, you just got that one recently.
Yep, I did get that one recently.
But that is all 18 of our books.
Yeah, it's a lot of books.
So let us know which. Maybe.
So you kind of cheated on that last one a little bit because that one I feel like has been getting some buzz.
Yeah, I think
it's one that I think a lot of people have heard of because it did just come out pretty recently.
I mean, I haven't been seeing a lot about it. I don't know. I think when it came out, a lot of people were maybe talking about it, but
you gotta show up without the
show
their books without the dust jackets are like stunning. I cannot get over.
Yeah, so we're huge fans of the Aardvark Book Club.
Like, look at that, the gold on the binding, like this color combination.
Yeah.
And this is like a recent edition. They didn't used to have this on the backs of their books. I can't remember when they officially put that on there, but
I love the bindings. Like I always just imagined a bookshelf full of all these bindings. Just beautiful.
But then obviously the cover is really stunning too.
Yeah.
But I do. So speaking of Aardvark, I do still have an active link with them too, where you can try them for just $4. Unfortunately, that deal is only good for if you are in the U.S. So I do want to make sure I say that. And you wouldn't be able to get this particular book for only $4. It would have to be one of their like main picks for the particular month.
Yes.
So
you love Aardvark.
If you went on, they're phenomenal.
They're the best.
You could pick a December one for $4. And then if this book is still available, which I don't know for sure if it is, but you'd be able to find that out by going on their app. You'd be able to see, if it's out of stock or whatever. But if it's in stock, you could add this one for $9.99 or any of their other books. You could add like another December book if you liked that, or one from a previous month.
Yep.
And you can add up to 3 books total. And so the add-ons are only $9.99. So I mean, for an incredible hardcover like this,
super high quality books, and
yeah.
I also get we get book of the month too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been trying to break up with them recently. It's no like hard feelings or where I have anything like wrong with them. It's just that I'm having a really hard time justifying multiple book subscriptions because I'm also going to keep Kindle Unlimited because right now I've been riding on like a free trial because I finally got a Kindle. But once the free trial is done, I would like to keep paying for it because it has been really nice. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, if I like do that and then don't get rid of book of the month, I'm like, oh, it's a lot. Yeah. And we need to slow down on our book accumulation in general. And so if I were forced to pick a book subscription, I would stay loyal to Aardvark. So that's kind of where I've been at. But it is hard to like finally cut the cord.
Yep.
Because they both offer like different things. That's why I have found it to be valuable to have both, you know.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever checked out Pango books? Yes.
I have, but I don't really ever want to part with my books. Did somebody say something about in a holidays? The messages disappear for some reason on here, and if we don't catch it right away, it leaves.
You can buy books on Pango, those what you're saying.
Yes, I can buy them on there. I'd be more inclined to do that, and get them used than to sell them on there because I have a really hard time parting with my books.
Yes.
I just want to have books. But no, Pango Books is good for buying on there as well. In a holidays, that is what I thought I saw. I did read that one last Christmas season, I think. I don't own that book. That was a library read for me. I thought it was just okay. It wasn't like anything I would write home about. I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't my favorite Christmas read ever. There's somebody else that I connect with on Instagram. She actually like just didn't finish it. She posted about it and was like,
DNF.
Yep, that was DNF for me. She's like, I couldn't even tell you what the main characters' names were, and I just stopped caring.
Oh, dear.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay, then.
At least put in the effort a little bit.
So, no, that wasn't my experience. I was like, oh, I liked it enough to keep reading. And it was, like, on the shorter side, I think, which I appreciated. But, yeah, I think that was one that I read last Christmas season.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I mean, I would say there's not a ton of Christmas books, but there's a good amount.
There's a decent amount. There's still tons I haven't read and that I'm definitely not going to be able to read all in one Christmas season. So I never run out of ideas because there's tons from previous years that I still haven't gotten to and that I'll be pushing off till the next season.
You have to collect them.
Because you only have so much time if you want to read it like when it's actually Christmas time.
Yeah, like, can you read Christmas books after Christmas?
Yes, but it's hard for me to do that. If
you,
I've already started one,
obviously
if I haven't finished it, of course I'm going to finish it, even if Christmas
But would you want to?
I guess for me, I'm feeling a little okay about it because, and it's still not very far into January, but for the last few years, we've now started a tradition with his immediate family where we celebrate Christmas with them on New Year's Day. So I'm like, that's still like January 1st. So, I mean, it's like I still would ideally love to have any Christmas reads wrapped up like by January 1st.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I will still read after December 25th, but, you know, once we're into January, I'm like, we're done with all of our Christmas celebrations. So
January is one of those months where like everything goes. Like every genre is available because it's one of those months that you can read anything.
It's a free for all.
I know, it's you can just read whatever you want in January.
Keep rocking the Christmas theme,
every genre you could imagine.
Winter reads in general, which is kind of what I go towards a lot.
A good family drama.
Yeah, I mean, he's all about that.
There's always,
all year long.
Always a time. So yeah, just a quick update. Next week there'll be no Let's Talk Books Unscripted live.
Yep. So taking the week off.
We'll take the week off. We will be at church for our Christmas Eve service, and just time to hang out.
Time to be with family.
But after that, we will be back to normal Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will be great. So
we'll have to come up with a, I don't know, kind of a theme.
Yeah, if anyone has any ideas for a theme for that episode, that'd be great.
Well, maybe since we'll be wrapping up 2024, we could come up with
we could do a little wrap
up, favorites of the year,
because that'll still be before the new year. Well, it'll still be
we could show off our top reads or something like that.
That'll be good. So if anyone has any questions, we can answer quick. That'd be great.
Yep.
If you haven't liked this video yet, please do that.
Yeah.
And if you have not, if you need to subscribe to our channel, please do that as well. That'd be amazing.
Is that one of our pets over there? I don't know.
I'm not sure what happened.
I heard something. Hopefully everything is good.
But thank you all for watching. It was fun.
Yeah.
We finished under 45 minutes. Yeah. It's a new record.
Pretty good.
For 18 bucks, that's pretty good. That's a good deal.
But thanks for tuning in. Oh, how many physical books are in your TBR?
Oh my goodness.
Man, I feel whenever anybody asks that, I feel bad because I honestly couldn't tell you.
We're almost at 500.
Since we're
right? Wasn't it?
What?
Was it almost?
Oh, you mean like? So are you asking like in our house
that we own?
Like how many books we've not read that like we have?
Physical books, yeah.
Okay.
Physical.
Okay.
I thought we counted recently. It was like 500.
Okay. Yeah, and you said TBR. Not why was I thinking like currently reading? When people ask me like how many books I'm currently reading, that one I'm like I can't even tell you. I also still can't tell you how many physical books, but because I did count recently, yes.
Yeah. You have about 300.
Okay, we have more than that. I will say that. We have more than that.
I think it was around 500 when we
maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I think that's just like books total. So that would be including books we've already read. Because I was trying to count.
So maybe 300 is about right then.
What I was trying to see is how close we are to actually having what people call a library. Because we found out that in order to actually call like what you have your own home library, it's supposed to be at least 1,000 books. We don't have that yet. So that's still a goal of mine.
Yet. That's the key word.
Like if you count our children's books, which we also have a lot of, we're probably a lot closer to that number. But I would like to have that in books that are mine. I mean, yours and mine.
We might be close to that 300 mark then. Maybe we'll have to count.
I know, I gotta recount. That's a good question.
Because we do have a reading room upstairs. It's this little nook.
That's where we are putting our read
and that's
books.
where we store all the books that we have read. So
Well,
like all the books behind us we have not read. We have a rotating shelf. We have books in our bedroom.
There are a bunch in there that you have not read.
Correct.
But the majority in there I have.
Yes.
And you've read some.
Either one of us have read them.
Or both.
Or you've read them, but I probably won't read them.
Yeah.
But we have like we have 2 bookshelves that we have like read books on. And everything else are books that we need to read, like the ones behind us. And pretty much they're just scattered all around the house. Like on every flat surface, you'll find books.
Oh, yeah. All the books that I am currently reading, I shouldn't say all. I have like a couple normally like on my nightstand, ones that are like ones I'm going to start soon. And then on top of those are ones that I am reading, but that I'm not focusing on as much. And so those are ones that I'll like, you know, if I'm not going to totally crash at night, I'll pick it up and read like a chapter or 2 of those. And those are the ones I'm going through more slowly. But then the ones that I'm like, that are in my regular rotation are always down here on the coffee table. So he's just had to adapt to that because I will not ever stop doing that. So like I have those they're like a permanent fixture on our coffee table. And then whatever I'm reading like out loud to my kids is like on the coffee table and stuff too. So
they're just
they're just everywhere.
They're just around.
Yep.
You gotta get creative sometimes with where you store your books. Because there's only so much room for bookshelves.
Yep, that's true. We love our house and it's a character home, but there is not a lot of wall space, like especially for like a large shelf to be up against.
Correct.
So yeah, we've definitely had to get creative.
Like we found these antique shelves this summer. We found these, and they're actually really gorgeous. They're actually lit. We have our Christmas tree plugged in right now.
On right now, but
do you know what you want to read in January?
That's a good question too. Too many books is my answer, but no, I do have some specific books. Yes.
Specific. Well, we got our book club book for December is.
You mean for January?
January is this book here. So we'll both be
reading that one for sure.
The last one at the wedding. So this is our virtual book club book for January. So we'll both be reading this one.
And the one that I'm reading for my in-person book club is also a thriller, and it is called Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. So I'll be doing that one. So that's 2 like for sure books. So
book club always like locks
is like
in
a for sure. Yep.
But how beautiful is this book? So
I'm also going to read The Night Circus. That one I have committed to reading in January. And then also it'll be whatever trickles into January that I just don't finish in December. So that'll be an automatic into January. I'd like to commit to finishing All the Colors of the Dark, which I've paused. So I'm going to try to tackle the rest of that in January. I have some high hopes for sure. We'll see how that goes, but
I've been wanting to read The Road by Cormac McCarthy. That is one of those modern classics I've been wanting to read. And definitely, probably one of the books I showed tonight.
Okay.
So I guess I need to decide which one, but I don't read a lot of books each month. My goal is like 2 a month. I know Katie's is a lot higher. So generally my month is the book club book and then another one, maybe 2 books. I have been reading through The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Slowly. I've been going slowly through that one, so I'll be reading that one a little bit.
We need to finish this one before January.
Yes.
Christmas presents that he's talking about.
I will finish that one and Once Upon a December by the end of the year.
I have some ARCs that I do plan on reading in January, so I've been getting some advanced reading copies, or reader copies is what that stands for. And then I actually was also accepted recently into Penguin, what is it?
Random book.
Penguin Random
House.
Yes, thank you. Penguin Random House Audio. So their influencer program, because I have been doing a lot of audiobooks recently. And so I'm really excited to get to listen to some books ahead of pub date as well. And there's one I'm very excited about. So I will definitely be giving that a listen in January, as it does publish in January. I'm trying to think of the specific date. So I'll have to make sure to have that done before it publishes so I can get a review out. And now I am blanking on the title of it, but it's like it is fiction, and it's about ice skaters. So cool. I think it's got some like drama elements to it, and it has a stunning cover. So just FYI, I'm probably gonna want like a shelf trophy for that one because I'm going to be listening to it on audio.
Just got into audiobooks this year.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They have honestly changed my life because as a busy mom of 3, even though 2 of my 3 kids are in school like during the school year, so they are gone like during the majority of the day, but I do still have my 3-year-old at home. There's just I don't get to just sit and read my physical books all day long as much as I would love to do that, but there's chores, there's prepping dinner in the crock pot, there's playing with my daughter, making sure she's good.
Clean house. Oh, that's
there you go.
Perfect.
So I do that as well. I stay home and get things done, and so I can have my audiobooks going while I am doing those things that are a little bit mundane and not as fun if you don't have an audiobook going. I mean, I listen to music too, but I always laugh that like it's either Taylor Swift most likely or audiobooks. So I go back and forth between the two most of the time.
I feel like when you listen to books or like a podcast or something, I feel like you can just focus better.
Yeah.
Or like you're more focused on your task.
Well, I actually find that I almost am like wanting another task to do. Like I become more motivated because I want to keep listening to my book.
Exactly.
So it actually helps me to be more productive in general.
That's what I'm getting at. Yes, it helps your productivity.
Yep. So
good questions. Yes. But that's it. So I guess we won't see you guys before Christmas. Have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Hope you get lots of books for Christmas.
Yeah.
If you don't
get gift cards to get books or money to get books. I mean, anything book related is great.
Book apparel.
Yeah.
Bookmarks.
It's all good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Book coffee mugs.
Uninterrupted reading time. That's actually what I really want for Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. That is the best.
And if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, then we'll say that too.
Yes.
So whatever you are celebrating, we hope you have a good season. And we will talk to you.
We will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So keep it on your calendars. Just remember Monday night, 8 p.m.
Yes.
We are in Wisconsin, so Central Time.
Thanks for tuning in. Oh, thank you, Liz.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks for watching. You watched the whole episode. You're amazing.
Bye.